Sunday, I told you this bill was the one. Much of what I said still holds, but one piece, the piece that I led with, I got it wrong. So I'm going to correct it and tell you why, and then get you caught up on what changed yesterday, because a lot changed yesterday. I'm Tom McNamara. This is the Florida Real Estate Insider. Let's do that correction first. On Sunday, I told you that the headline of this plan was $250,000 homestead exemption that hits everything, including your school taxes. I called that the biggest reason this version beat the one that died in February. Well, I got a little ahead of myself. I reported what the governor announced, and I assumed the bill they filed would say the same thing. That's on me. I was excited to hear it, disappointed in what was filed. But here's the lesson, and it's the whole story. What he announced and what they filed were not the same document. In this building, the press conference and the bills are two different animals. I know that. Sunday, I trusted they lined up, but they didn't. My bad. DeSantis announced a $250,000 exemption effective immediately. The bill they filed doesn't do it immediately. It's $150,000 in 2027 and then $250,000 in 2028. And no mention of $500,000 either. The relief got slower and not as deep. What he sold as day one is now a 2-year phase-in and no road to total abolition. That's the filed bill. Then yesterday in committee, they changed it twice more, and these are pretty big ones. Change one, schools. Sunday, I told you the exemption would reach your school taxes. Yesterday, lawmakers carved the schools out completely. The House sponsor said it plainly. Schools are exempt, period, end of story. So, your homestead exemption rises to $150,000, then $250,000, but doesn't touch the school portion of your bill. You still pay school taxes on your home. Change two, and this is the one that matters the most. Sunday, I called the Backfill Trust Fund the keystone, the state money set aside to keep small rural counties solvent when the tax base shrinks. I told you it was the one thing every failed version was missing, and the reason this one had a chance. Yesterday, both committees deleted it. Gone. Stripped out. A Republican senator's reasoning was blunt. There was no actual money behind it. She called it permission to set up an empty bank account. Now, I flagged on Sunday that the trust fund was the fragile part of this bill. Turns out it was way more fragile than I thought. They didn't just leave the rules for later. They removed the fund. So, what's protecting the counties now? Instead of a backfill fund, they wrote in direct protections, walling off school funding and the local offices and services that draw down federal dollars like Medicaid. It's a different approach. Carve out what can't survive the cut. Instead of cutting everything and backfilling it, we'll see if that holds. Here's where it stands as of this morning. It cleared only Senate committee yesterday, 13-5. Floor votes in both chambers are happening today. It needs 60% in each. And even some Republicans who voted yes in committee said they won't back it on the floor without more changes. If it passes, it goes to you, 60% of voters in November. Now hear me on this. What I just told you could be old news by tonight. This bill got rewritten twice in one day. It can get rewritten again on the floor this afternoon. The trust fund could come back. The school carve-out could get renegotiated. That's exactly why I'm doing this daily. I would rather correct one pillar and keep you current than hand you a clean story that's already wrong. Sunday, I missed a piece. I'm telling you straight, and I'm staying on it. The full breakdown, corrected current as of this morning, is in the description. Grab it before the next vote moves everything again. We update this every single day this week. Hit subscribe so you're never the last one to know. This has been the Florida Real Estate Insider. I'm still Tom McNamara. See you in the next one.